Hi there, and welcome to your Module 2. So your Module 2 is only going to include your chapters 5 and 6. And so just as a reminder, how do you know exactly where you need to be? Always go to your Start Here documents, go to your syllabus. You can look at the actual syllabus, or I fixed it up where you can do course schedule alone. We are currently starting Module 2. We are in week number 4. As you can see here, according to the course schedule, this week in week number 4, you are doing chapter 5, beginning that Module 2. But don't forget, you are going to need to take that exam number 1. Exam number 1 includes those chapters from module number 1, so chapters 1 through 4. They're available opening today of 9/11, which is Monday, all the way through 9/15, which is Friday. If you missed this, unfortunately, please refer to the unexcused absence policy on the syllabus. Also, during week 4, you have your discussion number 3 that opened up, and that's available all the way until Sunday night. You should be participating by the 3rd day of it being open, meaning you should have your original posted by Wednesday in order for it to be considered on time. And then you need to post 2 replies on 2 different days from each other and from the original in order to earn the maximum amount of your points. And then obviously the quality of what they're asking you for. This is when the final due date is. And then you have, as far as lab is concerned, so you see this last column is lab activity. So lab activity for this week, excuse me, let's go ahead and go a little further. Last week, you're beginning your post-lab number 4, histology. This is very, very intense. You should treat it such. It is a 40-point post-lab activity. It is not a 10.1. So the other thing you're going to be doing is lab quiz number 3. Lab quiz number 3 is going to be due on Sunday, 9/17, 11:59 p.m. And then lab quiz number 3 is going to be based on that post-lab histology. So even though this is not due by this date, you should be working on it because the quiz that has the content for it is due on Sunday. So then you also have lab quiz number 4. That is epithelial tissue histology practice. So it is a practice quiz. It will show you the epithelial pictures based on the quiz, based on the information that you're putting on your cards. And we're going to go over what that post lab, what that looks like. When we say cards, we're talking about every single slide. And I will go over that in just a moment. Post lab number 3, you are to begin it you're supposed to be doing that, and it is due by Sunday, 9/17, 11:59 p.m. So I know these are a little bit off. I will go after this video and push them down a little bit. Okay, so that is week 4. As you can see, week 5, you will still be continuing module number 2. Module number 2 is week 5 is going to consist of chapter 6. And as you see here, your Connect homework for module number 2, homework 2, is going to entail those 2 chapters. It's going to entail chapter 6 and chapter 5. So this time you only have 2 weeks to get it done, but you only have 2 chapters to get done. So during week 5, there will not be a discussion. You'll need to begin your connective tissue histology. You watch that video. There are videos. There's also, you will be continuing the histology slides and such. The final due date for the histology slides is going to be 9/24, 11:59 p.m. for that post lab 4. And the final due date for your lab quiz 5 is going to be 9/24. And that is also histology practice, but that one is over the connective tissues. So that's what you can expect. This is where you find the information on module 2. So always refer to your course schedule. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into your actual module. So sometimes you see some things that when you're looking at mine that you don't see on yours, but we should be in line. So when you look at your module 2, first, you got your PowerPoints, videos, video lectures, maybe some supplemental videos along with that. I separate them by chapters, chapter 5. Your PowerPoints are separated into smaller PowerPoint versions. Please refer back to this because I am going to, by the end of the day, be posting some small lectures that go in line with these PowerPoints. I will also see what kind of lovely YouTube videos I can find that helps you to really help you with that content. Okay, so if I go to the chapter 6, you'll see chapter 6 also separated into smaller PowerPoints. This is everything in the chapter. I've just separated them into smaller PowerPoints according to the specific topics. And then also by doing that, it's a lot more manageable. So anyway, I hope you like it like that. Alrighty, so I like to click on module 2 so I can see everything again. Let's close that up. Here's the second piece of it, your chapter 5 and 6, labs and quizzes. So I'm going to actually go to this first because it's less detailed. So when you go into your labs and quizzes, as you can see, I have linked. You can find all of these quizzes and exams here. So lab quizzes, lab practicals, and exams. I just linked them. But make sure that you are looking back at that schedule and you are getting every single one of them. Lab quiz 3, lab quiz 4, lab quiz 5. These are all having to do with module number 2. As you can see here, we also have the histology lab practical. So the lab practical, as you recall from previous announcements, they are type your answers in. They are short words and such, and you'll see those specifications. And no notes or word banks are to be used per your understanding of using Respondus. And then you have your exam number 2 over chapters 5 and 6. I'm sorry, this is the review for it, and this is the actual exam for it. And so let's go ahead and click into the review for it. As you can see, if you can answer all these questions and understand all these concepts, you're ready for that second exam. So I'm going to slide back in here because your main question is probably what is on the histology lab practical. And what is on the histology lab practical is everything that you have done in labs. So let's go ahead and back it up. I like to hit the module, close everything out. Now let's go ahead and go to the labs. This contains your tutorials and your post labs. I think it's cute that it's called post lab. That would have been, say you were in a in-class environment and you went to lab and this information was given to you. Then you go home and you do the post lab assignment. That's why it says post lab, just didn't change the name. So anyway, post lab number 3 is the integumentary system. You also have this as a supplement to that, but what you turn in is this one right here, post lab number 3. So let's take a peek at it. It's very straight to the point. Draw a picture, label the following, give a brief function for each of the above listed. It's a very easy, straight to the point post lab. Now, if you recall, my requirements are you are to type into your document. You are to contrast the color of the answer, not the color of your entire sentence or the entire paragraph. So I hope that we got that understanding now. And then I do not accept any handwritten labs. The only exception to that was the solutions paper. So you are to be writing text boxes or however you are typing in when you are labeling all of your pictures, okay? And they're also supposed to be in a contrasted color. And so that is the requirement. And so once you get the practice for it, it's not that bad. All right, so let's go ahead and go this way. Moving on to the next one, that is skin structures, very straight to the point. As you can see, this is going to be included on your appendicular skeleton practical. It won't be included on your histology practical. So keep this in mind. Just go ahead and put it in your back pocket for now, but you should be very familiar with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back into labs, tutorials, and post labs. So that's for your post lab number 3. Shouldn't be very long. Post lab number 4 is a lot more extensive. And so number 1, let's see, what do you turn in? So here are the instructions for your post lab number 4 on what it is that you turn in. These are instructions because, well, actually you do have to turn in this too. So you should be turning in these pre-lab quiz questions. Boom. But your activity for your post lab is to make an actual PowerPoint. So when you turn in your post lab, actually you could put these questions on your PowerPoint. Oh, that would be nice. Hey, if you include them on your PowerPoint, that's great. If you include them in a separate document, that's fine too. Okay. But just to be clear, you are to turn into a PowerPoint also for credits. Okay, it is going to be a PowerPoint that you can turn into a flip book for your studying. So what you're going to do is make your PowerPoint. Every slide gets a different picture, to be clear. Okay, here is one picture here, and then you have to give a description of it. Simple squamous epithelial tissue, lungs, rapid diffusion of gas, and alveolar sacs visible. So every single thing should have these 4 points, and these 4 points are guided to you by this right here: tissue type, location in the body, function of the tissue at the pictured location. So whatever your picture is showing, you should be talking about that function of that picture, not the function of the organism as a whole. Excuse me, the organism, not the function of the organ as a whole. So you need to be very specific to the tissue that you are looking at a picture of, and any other notable anatomical structures. So like what you're seeing here, you're seeing the alveolar sacs is what you're showing here. And so every single one of your slides should have those for 4 points along with your picture. Okay. So from that, you can keep them in the numerical order on every single one. There are, I believe, 79 different pictures. I will show you where that is, please, if I didn't say that exactly right. It says here, how to submit for credit. You're going to upload your PowerPoint document into the assignments folder by the due date. PowerPoint is required. You should have downloaded the PowerPoint from your Office 365. If you cannot see my PowerPoints, it's because you're not using Office 365 PowerPoint program. It is free. It's nothing that you have to pay for. And so that's what you turn into me. And how could this be useful for you? This could be useful for you because now that you've created that, you can print it out in smaller amounts and create your own flip book, okay? Or you could just look at the PowerPoint, whatever works for you for your studying tool. Okay, so now that we have the instructions, you submit me your pre-lab questions and your PowerPoint with all of your pictures and descriptions that I told you. So let me show you where to find that information. I clicked out too far. Here we go. So what I showed you here was the instructions. Now here are some histology videos. These videos were not made by me. These videos are shared by the department. And so that's why you're seeing some instructors with some video content and then some with this. So this instructor, I believe, was Mr. Therafall, and he shares this with all of the other anatomy and physiology instructors. And it's just going over all of the different histology
In the kidney,
slides.
forming,
So
recognize the organ as the kidney.
Tissue. He's giving you very detailed
This is a renal corpuscle.
of
A
what
couple
you're
of
looking
kidney
at.
tubules form the kidney by magnification.
I don't
And
really
right here,
consider these an option. If you truly want to know what is going on with histology, what the structure function is, what it is you're looking at, and truly being prepared for not only your lab practical and your exams. Your exams are going to be your chapter exam, your module exam, and then also your final exam. These are a must, and I don't know how to stress that enough. So let's look at the next one. As you see here, connective tissue histology, and then you have yourself more connective tissue, very specifically cartilage, bone, and blood. And so these are also connective tissues. So those are definitely, as you can see, it went into the next must-watch videos. Okay, so I have provided a link for you to get your pictures. You don't have to get your pictures from the actual videos. Those are to help instruct and teach you. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. This is where you find your pictures. Okay. As I was telling you, if you slide through, it's loading still. Ooh, I said 79. My apologies. It's 89 different images. Click, open it up. You can screenshot it if that's how you like to do. But as you can see here, you can go up here and download. Will you have to download them all? Yes, you will have to download them all. It is very possible that you can go ahead and select all. I don't know which you have available on your side because I'm the owner of this file, but you can go ahead and, as you see here, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the numbers of your pictures. Okay, that's very significant because it coincides with what you're looking at. I just want to show you a few. Up in the left-hand corner here, 1, 2, 3. I think you're getting the point. Okay, so what exactly does that coincide to? I'm going to go ahead and keep that on deck. It is going to coincide to the next set of files. I'll just go to PostLab here. I like to look at them. And so I showed you the pictures to match the epithelial guide / key and connective tissue guide / key. So here's the epithelial guide. Here are the connective tissues guide. You don't see this. This is zipped. It doesn't work on all computers. As you can see, you won't see it. I instead put them on a Google paper. Please excuse my dog who wants attention in the background. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at there. So as you can see here, it is telling you for your epithelial tissues, pictures 1 through 4, okay? This is what's going on. So pictures 1 and 2, this is the description of what you're looking at. Picture 3, you're looking at the glomerulus, simple squamous epithelial tissues. Picture number 4, kidney, tubules, simple cuboidal epithelial tissues, okay? This is telling you what organ you're finding this in, cell types, features, and so forth, and the functions. So this is specific to the kidney tubules, okay? So let me look at this one. Yes, all of these are kidney tubules. So as I go through here, pictures 1 and 2, they correspond with that first big subset, right? Picture number 3 corresponds with the next one, telling you glomerulus, and then picture number 4 and so forth. And so that's what you can expect. That is essentially the key to your pictures. And as you go through pictures 5 and 6, you just follow along the Google Drive and the Google Drive. But here's the deal, you can download them all. I would definitely download them all anyway, because you're going to have to make your PowerPoint. So as you're studying, I would suggest you start collecting all the pictures. Make sure that you are labeling those PowerPoint slides while you're doing it so you don't get lost and become unsure of your picture number. So make sure you are always keeping your picture number close on your PowerPoint to that picture. That way you can have some sort of a semblance. So this is going to take you through epithelial, which is going to take you through picture number 48. Okay. Then when you go to the next the next guide, that's going to take you connective tissue. Begins at 49 and so forth. I think you guys get the picture. The very, no pun intended, the very last one here is going to be pictures 84 through 89. And so that's going to be the end of your Google Drive stuff. And so let's go ahead and double check. I already did, but let's take a peek anyway. Look at that, 89, boom. Okay, so I just kind of want to put a little point here because I noticed that this says slides 125 through 127. That is basically telling you where you're finding that on those videos that I had shown you, the lab videos that the other instructor has made and shared. And so if that helps you out. Okay, so that's what you can expect for your post lab 4. So as I was telling you, this has the instructions and these are the videos to understand about your different tissues. And then last but not least, here are the pictures. Here are the guides to tell you and correspond with the pictures. And you are to turn in that PowerPoint. And so if you have any questions, we always put questions in the office hours discussion right here, because many of you have these same questions. And so please don't send me an email about your questions. Keep in mind, I do check into your class over the weekend, but officially, I don't officially work on the weekend. I'll check into your class for any major important things. But I just want to tell you that because I want you saving things until Saturday and trying to put something in here frantically on Saturday and then sending me a frantic email because I didn't answer you here. Okay. You can ask your peers questions here too. And if you want to ask them unofficial things, you can ask them here too. I don't want you to be afraid to ask questions. Okay. Okay, so I think that really covers everything that you need to know for your module 2. It's module 2 is going to take place over the next 2 weeks, this week and next week. It's going to move fast, and histology is very intense. So my advice to you is do not save it till the last minute. Get started right away. All right, have all kinds of great fun.